guys, welcome back to another Stretch With Me video. Today we are going to be focusing on many parts of the body, but I definitely want to put some emphasis on the core and your spine. So when your spine is aligned accordingly and your spine is strong, you have better posture. Your shoulders are back, and this alleviates a lot of tension within your body. If your spine is weak, then your shoulders go forward and then you hunch over. Then that's a lot of weight and a lot of tension on your hips. Then the hips, it moves to your knees. Now your knees are hurting and your ankles, and things just go haywire. So we're definitely going to be stretching all over the body, but definitely focusing on your core and your spine. And these are beginner friendly, so don't be afraid. This is not a HIIT exercise or a crazy intense stretching, yoga, pose, holding video. This is definitely beginner friendly because I want everyone to be able to do these steps, to be able to do these poses and stretches so that you can heighten your height if that's what you want to do, or increase your height if that's what you want to do. Alleviate tension from your spine, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your ankles. I just want everyone to just feel good, to feel great. So we're going to do a full body stretch and yoga poses, but as well as focusing on the core and our spine. So if you enjoy these videos, thumbs up, let me know you enjoy it, and continue to watch because we're getting ready to get into our stretches. Let's go. So to make this beginner friendly, instead of standing up, which is an option, we're going to sit down on a stool. You're going to cross your arms, hold your shoulders, tilt your pelvis up, chin to your chest, and make small circular motions. You're going to make small circles going around, just as I'm doing. This is really good with your core. Number one, you have to keep your core straight. You got to make sure that it's strong so that you're able to make these circles. Number two, which is really good about this exercise, is that not only does it strengthen your core, but it strengthens your spine as well. Now, I'm someone that has sciatica nerve, and I know that with sciatica, you would definitely not even be able to do this. So if you have sciatica, I'm sorry, I will definitely make a video for you all. But this one, you have to have a strong core and a strong spine, or it doesn't have to be extremely strong like you work out to make your body strong, but you really just have to engage your core just by tucking your pelvis in and moving in a circular motion. Small circles, they don't have to be wide. Take your time, go slow, but this really helps with strengthening your core and strengthening your spine, which in result will help with increasing your height, and it also will help with your posture. Next, we're going to focus on our shoulders, but with that being said, you still need to activate your core, your abs, so make sure that your core is strong and your posture is straight. And what we're going to do is just move our shoulders in a half circular motion. So what I'm doing is I push my shoulders forward, then I go up, and then I go down. Now I'm pushing my shoulders back, I go up, and then I go down. So however you want to do this, you can do it how I'm doing it, or you can do it in big circular motions. But I find a really good stretch and a way to activate my core and my spine is just to push forward, up, down, and then down, back, up. So what you're going to do is put your elbows to your side, and I'm just going to turn to the side so you can better see this, and you're going to bring your hands up just like I'm doing, and then you're going to face your palms toward your body and bring your hands down. And this is really good with stretching your elbows, but also it helps with your spine as well, because while doing this, you have to have a straight posture. So honestly, what we're doing is just holding a straight posture while we multitask, because when you're working, your posture is off. You're not focused on having a strong posture. So with this, it teaches the body that I can be aware of my posture while doing something else. So right now, I'm just moving my hand in a circular motion, and this is really good with alleviating any tension in your wrist. And I'm going to do the same for the other hand. I'm going to do it in big circles and try not to twist or curl my fingers up. I have my palms straight straight, and I'm just moving my hand in a circular motion. And once again, be sure that your posture is straight, your spine is straight. If you have to pull your shoulders back to straighten your spine, then do so. But just make sure that you're sitting up straight and you're not slouching. This is a way to multitask and be aware of your posture while doing something else. So when you're at work, you can do the same thing. Alright, so now we're going to move the stool out of the way. We no longer need the stool. Like I said, you could have stood if you wanted to do that while doing all of those exercises, or you can sit on the stool. So now I'm coming down and I'm just going to rock from side to side, lightly putting weight on each leg one at a time. And at this point, once again, my spine and my core are working together. The point is to put pressure on my legs, but to keep my spine straight, to keep my core tight. That's exactly what you want to do. Now make sure you breathe. I always tell people breathe. A lot of times we exercise, we stretch, we do yoga, we forget to breathe, which is crazy, but make sure you are breathing. You will always see my core engaging. I'm breathing in and breathing out. So you just want to do some pulses. Once again, make sure your spine is straight. Come back up, reset. There's no rush, no one's in competition. You're going to pulse again. About 5 pulses are good. And come back up. Rest, relax, shake it out. And then we're just going to sit in this stance. Make sure your posture is great. Make sure, even though I'm leaning forward, my spine is straight, my core is activated, and I'm going to hold this position. Coming back up just to reset briefly. And now we're going to head down to the floor. Now we're coming into a cat-cow, which is awesome with bringing flexibility to the spine. It stretches the back, torso, neck, and it softly stimulates and strengthens the abdominal organs. So you will see me engage and you will see me use my core the most. I am not going to be using anything other than my core, and as I'm showing you all, I'm using my core and I guess you can say my hips. So you want to go slow and you want to stretch your head up towards the ceiling so you can get a really good stretch into your neck. And then you want to curl your body up with your stomach, with your abdominal region. And then you want to release slowly and curl your head up to the ceiling, giving your neck that really good stretch. You want to hold it and you just want to continue to repeat this process using your abdominal region and your hips. And you want to go slowly so that you can engage every muscle possible and get all the benefits that you can truly get from this. I love cat-cow. It is truly awesome. It opens up your chest and it encourages the breath to just become slow and deep, and it's really good spinal movement. Now you're just going to sit back on your feet, roll your shoulders, roll your neck, reset. We definitely don't want to hurt ourselves. We want to be as flexible as possible. So don't be afraid to take a break or to reset or to shake your arms out or what have you. And then we're going to bring our hands closer to our knees and just rock back and forth in this position about 4 to 5 times or whatever you can do. There's no rush. Then I'm going to twist my hands outward and do the same exact motion. Rock back and forth gently. Now I'm going to turn my hands backwards and then rock back and forth gently as well. And you definitely want to take your time with your hands twisted back this way because you can really feel the stretch and your wrists are very fragile and you definitely don't want to hurt yourself trying to keep up with what I'm doing. So if you cannot rock with your hands twisted this way, then don't do it. Just twist them the right way, how exactly just like this. there's no rush. I don't want anyone to hurt themselves. So now I'm going to go into a plank. I'm not the greatest at planks, please don't judge me, but make sure your bum is as flat as possible, and you're just going to rock forward. And a plank, as we all know, is awesome with the abdominal region. I mean, you can easily get abs within a couple of days to a week by just planking. You don't even have to, shift your body forward and backwards like I'm doing. So we all know that planks are really good with strengthening your abs, your core muscles, and it's also really good with your spine. And I'm just resetting right here, and then I'm going to go back into a plank. But a plank is really good with strengthening your spine. You have to hold your body up with your spine when it comes to a plank. So with this exercise, you definitely know that you are strengthening your core and your spine, which, like I said before, is really conducive with increasing your height and your posture, and alleviating pain and tension on your hips and your knees and your ankle, just because your core and your spine are now strong and they are the ones to be holding you up, rather than relying on your hips and your knees to hold you up and putting all that pressure and possibly wearing down your cartilage in your knees or your hips. And you definitely don't want that, because that leads to surgery and replacement and just things that we don't want to do that might slow us down in life. Now, if you have to do that, then you just have to go with it. But if I can help you avoid that, that's even better. So now I'm on the ground and I'm just rolling my shoulders back, and this is just a really good position to reset. So while I'm resetting and resting, I'm just moving my body just to keep it limbo and keep it flexible. Now what I'm going to do right now is go into a boat position, or a boat pose, and that just involves me putting my feet up and balancing on my butt, but using my core and my spine to hold me up. Now, while I'm engaging my core and using my spine to hold me up, I'm going to use a distraction, and that is just to lift my arms up above my knee and then put my hands down to the other side. And I'm going to continue to do this exercise about, I would say, do it about 8 to 10 times, or maybe 4 to 10 times. And honestly, we're just engaging our core and our spine, and it's also a nice little workout. You might see a little cut, a little crease in your abs. You might be looking real good the next morning. So do as many reps as you can. But like I said, the main focus is to engage your core and have your spine hold you up. Now I'm just going to reset, making sure that I'm in the frame, because one of my goals is just to be in the frame and to have wonderful lighting for you all, since you all love these videos. But right now I am going to do a tabletop pose where I lifted my body up using my hips, and I am now using my core and my spine to hold me up, as well as my hands and my feet, and I just held that position for about 5 seconds. Now I'm coming into a squat, and then I'm going to be going back down into a plank, where I'm just going to lift my knees up towards my elbows and do a couple of those little mountain climbers, about 3 or 4. Like I said, I have to remember to push my butt down. But with these mountain climbers, you do have to have your body a little bent like mine is, just so that your knee can be as close to your elbow as possible. But all in all, just make sure that you are engaging your core and using your spine to hold you up. And then slowly make your way down to your mat, rock side to side, reset, and then I'm going to come up using my core. I'm going to put my hands behind my back, my feet up, and just pulse up and down. And this is really good with your core, of course, as well as your spine. And just do a few of these. You can do about 10 to 15 of them, or whatever you can handle. I always say no rush. And then you just want to hold with your feet and your hands up above the ground for 10 seconds. And then slowly release. Then you're going to spread your feet and your hands and lift your body up very slowly, because this definitely does stretch your core a lot as well as your spine, and you don't want to hurt yourself. And you're just going to hold this position for about 5 to 10 seconds and then slowly make your way down. Excuse me, because my camera cut off, and I just put my feet closer together and then I raised my body up again, holding this position. You can move your neck around, give your neck a little stretch if you want to, and then slowly make your way down once again. Spread your feet and repeat. And this time you can flatten your feet just to give your ankles a really good stretch. That's exactly what I did. Hold this position. Slowly make your way down. And we are finished, everyone. So that was a wonderful stretch. I'm glad you all stretched with me. This is definitely a stretch that helps with your height. It helps with relieving tension in your knees, in your hips, in your ankles, in your shoulders. We stretched our neck. And now we're just going to end off in sitting Indian style. And sitting Indian style really helps with engaging your stomach, but also it helps with your posture. It helps with strengthening your spine. You sit up at your straightest when your legs are crossed and you're sitting on a flat surface. So roll your shoulders forward, roll them backwards. We are finished. And with that being said, I will see you all next time.